Hello, expansive flow. Hold on, I'm trying to get this camera right. There we go. I don't know. I think we can make it work. Good afternoon. How are you today? It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. My name's Kara Mendez. For those of you that are new or don't know me very well, I am the founder of this group, and I'm an intuitive business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs, and the creator of the Back to Center program, as well as the Next Level Mastermind. How are you all today? Who's feeling like they're ready to live in their truth? If you're catching this on the replay, let me know. Replay, feel free to drop any comments. I will totally circle back around. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for joining, love. You guys, Sarah is the daughter of an old friend of mine, and now also a friend. And my husband and I went and stayed with her and her boyfriend in San Diego last year. And then we had brunch with them just a few short weeks ago. So today I wanted to talk about how we find our truth, how we live in our truth. And there's so much to say about this. And the thing for me, for my own truth, was I had to be willing to be vulnerable. That was so the hardest part for me. If any of you are familiar with Brene Brown, I've referenced her many, many times over the period that this group has been going on, and her book, The Gifts of Imperfection, has been such a blessing for me, life-changing, truly. And I feel like I was just talking to my best friend this morning kind of about this. Like, it requires that vulnerability, right? And Brene Brown talks about this. And if you guys have not already seen her Call to Courage on Netflix, oh my God, yo, you got to see that. It's so good. Or any of her other TED Talks, and read all of her books and watch all of her videos, because she's so amazing. But she talks about, that vulnerability requires bravery and courage. And that is so fucking true. And you have to be willing to walk through the fucking fire sometimes, to discover your truth. And when I say fire, you have to be willing to burn away all the bullshit, all of those old stories, all of those limiting beliefs, all of that fucking conditioning from society. That societal conditioning is masking who you really are, and it is holding you back from living your best fucking life, from having the relationships that you want, from being the partner or the mother that you want. It's holding you back from being the entrepreneur who plays all fucking out. And Jennifer, so true. We'll be willing to burn down what you think you are. Yes, that is so true, Jennifer. Exactly right? You have to, or another way, sometimes people feel like parts of them are, they feel like they're dying. And it's because, literally parts of you, parts of your subconscious, and parts of, we've created these stories about who we are, and we have to, kill those off. We have to let those parts of us die in order to step fully into our truth. But I will tell you this, that first of all, it's a layering process. You might peel back that first layer and be like, oh my God, I'm so free. And then you keep moving and you keep moving forward and you're like, fuck, there's so many more layers of untruths that I've been operating from. And when the more you continue to just peel back the layer, peel back the layer, peel back the layer, peel back the layer, and you get to like, I don't know if you can ever really truly be at the core. I mean, maybe you can. I don't feel like I have gotten to that point yet. There's still so much. And I think that too, like our truth, it shifts and it changes, and that's okay too. But there is this like level of freedom where you just get to be like unapologetic and like you don't get to give a fuck, right? Like I didn't do my makeup and do my hair before I got on this video today. Like this is me and my truth. Like this is me being unapologetic and being like, I've got important shit to say, and I don't care if I'm not perfectly coiffed before I can say it. You know, and I know so many of us are hiding behind these, oh, I want it to all be right first. I totally can raise my hand on that. Like before I started my business, it was like, oh, but it has to be perfect. And I would try to like script things out. And it was, you know, like I didn't trust myself yet. I don't script things out really anymore, only if I'm doing pre-recorded content. You're not stopping before the start. Yes, Jennifer, totally. In fact, I was on a call with a client this morning and I was like, listen, here's your new mantra. I start before I'm ready. I start before I'm ready. I start before I'm ready. Because she's launching this new program. She's like, oh, but I just want it to be right. Oh, and I'm not clear and I don't know this and I don't know that. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, let's go back to the intention of this and let's try again. And don't make it be about you. Don't make it, it doesn't have to all be right, because here's the thing. None of it will ever be right. It will never be right out of the gate when you're just starting a new program or just starting your new business. None of your shit is gonna be just right, you guys. It's gonna fucking suck. You're gonna fail. The launch isn't gonna fill. The people are not going to sign up, like all of those things. And those are your initiations into entrepreneurship, right? Like this is just the truth, like the truth. You can be the best manifester in the world. You can have the most positive mindset there ever is. And I just told my client this morning, I said, it's all fun and games until you have your first launch. And then your ego freaks the fuck out. So speaking of your ego freaking the fuck out, whenever you start to go to your true authentic self, you can totally have an ego freak out. And like, especially when those parts of you are trying to die off, that you're you know, it's just like a releasing. You're just like, okay, this no longer serves me and I'm ready to let it go. And in that process, the ego is like, wait, no, but who will you be without this part of you? And for me, I've even had this like in owning my truth, in stepping into my truth and living my truth even more. I had to like even like go back to older versions of me where I had let go of parts of who I was and decided that as a mother I was no longer those things. And then, you know, after like a decade or more of living that way, feeling like, wait, I am that person still, and like, why did I give her up for this? And so there was some martyrdom happening. So probably quite a few of you can identify with that. But so I had to be like, wait, I am an athlete. Like I am like still a fashionista. Like I went to school for fashion in college and business. I studied fashion and business. But I let like the fashion side of me go a little bit over the years. And I'm like, no, wait, like I love nice things and I love fashion and I love that. That part of me is like very creative, and I love to play with that makeup and hair and clothes. And there were so many years where I was like, I justified like, oh no, you're not her anymore. You're a mom now. Moms don't do that. Like, I had to make up these stories. So funny. And now that I'm done having children, not that I'm not still a mom, I am, but like to not be, you guys have 5 kids, and I spent like basically like 10 years of just like doing nothing but like being pregnant or nursing or having like a newborn, like constantly. And then even like being like nursing and pregnant, it was just really hard. It was intense. It was like a really intense time period for me, a very intense season of life. And I guess in some areas I lost myself, but in other ways I found like new passions and new parts about myself. So, you know, it's all good, right? In the end. But I definitely made some stories up about being a mom. And so, so here's where I was going with this. So as I've completed my childbearing years, I feel like, like this gets to be about me again. Like the kids don't need me like physically as much. You know, as far as like, I'm not always having like a clinging baby to me. And I'm like, oh, well, what do I want? Now I can like go do things, and I don't have to like take a nursing baby, or, you know, my husband and I can take trips and people can like watch our kids. And so we're in this like new season of life. And this is most definitely part of me living my truth. And it was a part of me that I wasn't willing to allow myself to have before. It's so interesting. We talk about this all the time. You guys, my husband and I have the most amazing conversations. We're always talking about how we should record them because they're so good. And just like, we felt like we needed to sacrifice ourselves. And in doing so, like, we weren't in our truth, right? So like, where are you sacrificing what you want? And where is that out of integrity with your truth? And you know, and like, where are you not being like brave and courageous? And where are you not like honoring your desires? And this is another thing that I really started with like last year. I was taking this beautiful course with one of my mentors, Elena Lipson, and in her Divine Self-Care Circle. Self-care has been a huge part of my coming back to my true authentic self and honoring my truth and living for my truth. And she had this one whole month that was on pleasure, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best shit ever. And there was some sexual pleasure involved in that, but more than that, it was just like saying yes to things that give me pleasure, period. And where I was denying myself and my life from that, and how that did not allow for me to be in my truth. Hey, Sarah Neeson. Hey, Zara Fagan. How are you? Thanks for joining. And so through this journey of coming back to, you know, my true self, I learned to give myself so much more space, right? So I created this certain level of spaciousness in my life. I didn't like overpack my schedule. I learned to not push myself when I was tired or hungry or even had to go pee, because those were all things that I would bypass previous to my journey back home to myself. Honestly, there's still so many lessons being learned, but now I can kind of just like drop in and be like, okay, what do I want? And like, what feels good? And so the more you come back to like what feels good, the more in your truth you are. And if it doesn't feel good, then you're like out of alignment, you know? And as you shift back to your truth, like to your center, to who you really are, who your authentic, highest self, then everything just kind of starts to flow. It gets easier, it feels good. Not that there aren't hiccups and challenges, because there most fucking definitely is. But to be in the flow more often than not is like fucking magic. And then you're like, oh, this feels so amazing. This feels so good. And you just get to show up more fully over and over and over again. And you can, again, you know, and there's this whole other part too. There's the mindset component to all of this. There's like the stripping away of like all the limiting beliefs. Every different area of your life that you work on, there will be more or different limiting beliefs. It's just how it works. Even ones that you thought you healed and that were gone from years ago will pop back up and you'll be like, where the fuck did you come from? I thought we already dealt with that. And this is just part of the journey, you know, and it's really amazing. And I love working with women and teaching about this because when you can hold space for someone, like holding space for someone as you like guide them through this journey and through a process of, you know, who are you? What do you want? What do you fucking want? What's important to you? Right? Like if you just ask yourself those questions, you know, I can ask you these on these video, but the chance of you going and writing them down and doing the work by yourself is pretty small. Now, if you're paying for a program where I'm asking you this shit, you're going to fucking answer the questions. You're going to do it. Or if I have you on a live call and we're face to face and I'm like, hey, so like what, you know, what do you want? You're going to tell me. You're going to figure it out. And so that's the container that I'm creating right now for the Next Level Mastermind. And it's a customized experience. Whatever you are needing each week, you get to bring that to the group, and that's what we work on for your hot seat for that day, right? And you're guaranteed like 3 hot seats for the month. My goal, my intention is for everyone to be able to have a turn each week, but you know, things happen. Someone might need more support one week than another week, and so we just trust that process and know that that it all works out exactly as it's meant to. And the lessons that come to other people are most definitely also for you too, especially if you are on that call, then you are meant to receive those lessons as well. So it's really, really powerful. I myself participate in a mastermind like this, and it's been fucking amazing. I love it. It's probably been one of my most favorite coaching experiences to date. I have done a lot of other work along the way. I've done many, many courses. I've worked privately and one-on-one with coaches. And so far, this has been one of my favorites. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about today, and how we live in our truth? I feel like we've covered most of it. If you guys have any questions for me or anything comes up for you or comments, you catching this on the replay, let me know. I am totally happy to circle back around and answer questions, anything like that. Or even if you just have a lovely comment to share, I would love to know that you are on, and anything you have to add brings value to our group. So that's what it's all about here in the expansive flow. I love just saying the words expansive flow. Like, it just makes me feel expansive. Do you guys feel that? I don't know if it's just me, or I hope the name resonates with you as deeply as it does for me. Let's see, what else? I want to tell you guys a little bit about the mastermind. I kind of mentioned few things, but there's going to be 8 women We've got 4 spots that are spoken for already. And I am chatting with like 4 other women. So now's your chance. I don't know if they will all join. It's just going to be really powerful. Coaching is my most favorite thing to do. And if I'm really honest, I'm really fucking good at it. I love it. Weekly 90-minute coaching calls, hot seats, 3 hot seats a month. It's for 6 months. And as I told you, 8 women. We're going to have like a sisterhood Facebook group where you guys can comment and talk and ask questions and things like that in between. You can totally like ask for feedback on like something specific that you're working on, if it's like a launch or a website or anything like that. If you're needing like some eyes on your copy that you're working on, or anything like that, we can take a look at those things specifically. It can be, you can bring in any area of your life that you're needing support with. This is not just because everything is all connected, right? So if you're having problems with your kids or your marriage or your relationship or the way you feel about your body or your health or whatever, like all of that all together is one with your business. So I take a very holistic approach, and all of those things are relevant. I mean, you can talk about, we'll be talking about it all, you guys. Like with my current clients, we talk about sex, we talk about parenting, we talk about marriage, we talk about body image, we talk about diet and exercise. Like we cover everything. I've even supported clients through birthing experiences. You guys name it, and it's on the table to talk about. Deepest, darkest secrets. It's all game. This is the safest, sacred container. Anything that happens in here stays here. And I'm just like seriously like so fucking passionate about this right now. Like for everyone to step into the Next Level Mastermind and walk away with a new level of healing, a new level of awareness, cleared limiting beliefs, fucking more money, more money. It's fucking amazing. New clients, new programs, new niches, whatever the case may be. I've seen it all. Like with my clients, we've worked through all of these things specifically. Just a new perspective. So much healing, right? Like I'm really holding space for this to be healing and like for quantum leaps to happen. And I would love for you to join me if you feel called, if my words speak to you, if my message speaks to you, then this program is for you. So message me privately. We can talk more about it. The investment is $600 per month, or you can pay in full and save 10%. Let's see, what else is there? After each call, I will compile like a workbook for us that has like the various lessons and the action items that I assign. So a lot of times when I'm working with my clients, I'll say, okay, here's your action items. This is what you can do for, walking away from this. And then there's an accountability, and it's like post in the group when this is completed. So that's how I offer that accountability for you all as well. Hi, Brandy. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so if there's any other questions, you guys can let me know. I'm happy to answer anything you got. I know making an investment like this can sometimes feel a little scary. And I'm just here to tell you that if you are feeling the pull, if you are feeling called to this at all, then trust yourself. You can do it. You're capable. And most of all, you're fucking worth it. You're fucking worth investing in. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have to say. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will see you again soon. And just keep your eye out for posts. And if you have any questions, you can message me about the mastermind. Or if you just have any questions about what we talked about on the video today, you can post those as well. Okay, bye.